Hi everyone, I'm Jen. I work in the office side of the trucking industry and I love to share about my job. This week we're talking about winter driving. In the lower 48 states of the United States of America, every state experiences some type of change for winter weather. Some states just get rain and wind, others get ice, snow, sleet, and a combination, and it can change very rapidly, making driving conditions go from bad to worse almost instantaneously. And drivers also have to compete with tight holiday deadlines, extra traffic on the road, and just stress from being away from their families during the holiday season. So, let's discuss the dangers of winter driving. The FMCLA says it takes trucks with a loaded trailer in good conditions, meaning dry, safe roads, no construction, no traffic, almost 2 football fields to stop, where in comparison, passenger cars, it only takes up to 300 feet to stop in good conditions. Now, you add in things such as snow, sleet, and rain, traffic, other driving conditions such as construction, you're talking it could take 3 to 4 football fields for a truck and trailer to stop. So, when the highways are crowded and there's ice and dangers on the road, make sure you're giving trucks extra room. Drivers try to prepare themselves by backing off as far as possible from the vehicles in front of them and keeping an even pace with the traffic behind them. Sometimes it's extremely difficult for them to do so. Other ways that drivers can combat the snow and ice is with chains. Many states have chain regulations. The most strict is Colorado. Starting in October, drivers are required to carry chains on their trucks all the way through the end of May. This means that they can stop and put chains on their tires at any time. Fines for not carrying chains in states such as Colorado can start at $500 and go up well into the thousands. Many states also require drivers to use chains as soon as the weather starts to get bad. Some states where the weather is exceptionally bad and highways can be extremely dangerous due to the fact that there's very little surrounding buildings or trees to block wind and snow, and the snow that they do get is heavy and intense. Some states, such as the state of Pennsylvania, have guidelines of when the highways can be shut down based upon the type of vehicle one is driving. They start with commercial drivers. For example, a driver that just has an empty trailer behind them will be one of the first to be stopped on going on the major highways because the high winds can cause the trailers to tip over. Loaded trailers, it'll start with different weights, going from the lightest to the heaviest, and eventually they'll get to the point where the only vehicles allowed on the highways are emergency vehicles only. This is for everyone's safety and to ensure that there's a limited amount of unsafe traffic on the roads. Other things that drivers can do to prepare and combat winter driving conditions is being safe and planning their routes ahead. Taking routes that are heavily traveled means that the roads are likely to be cleared faster, but this also means that there'll be more drivers on them, so some drivers switch to night driving to avoid heavy traffic. This in itself can be dangerous, one, because drivers may not be used to night driving, and snow blindness or whiteout conditions can happen that much quicker when the only lights on the road are the ones on your headlights. Drivers have to be extra careful in terms of stopping, turning, going under and over bridges, and going over places near water where things can happen that much quicker in terms of freezing because of the colder temperatures. So, what do drivers do to prepare? They give themselves extra time. They work with their dispatch team and their carrier to make sure that they have adequate travel time to make their deliveries, and drivers will report when it's unsafe to drive. Good drivers always have a backup plan, and that means planning to stop when conditions get bad. Good dispatch teams and good carriers will compensate their drivers for unforeseen stoppage, such as highway shutdown, unsafe driving conditions, driver tiredness, and will make sure that drivers are paid even though they're not rolling due to the conditions around them. It's better to be safe than sorry. One of the biggest competitions for road time travel and time constraints is other drivers on the road, and not just other trucks. Many of us are planning to go home to see family and friends for the holiday, and many of us are excited to share the presents and things that we've purchased at the store brought to us by truck drivers. But this means that there's lots and lots of more traffic out on the road. So drivers will plan accordingly, such as I said, driving at night, leaving earlier, leaving later, and trying to work around those that are out on the road. However, the amount of traffic on the road can be catastrophic, and not just for truck drivers. The National Safety Council is estimating that over 345 Americans will be involved in fatal accidents this Christmas season. No one wants to hear that their loved one can't be home for the holiday season with them because they were involved in a motor vehicle accident. Truck driver or passenger car driver, we all need to do our part to stay safe on the road and make sure that everyone has a wonderful and safe holiday. So, let's all do our part to work together. Make sure that we leave in plenty of time. Make sure that you're inspecting your vehicle just as truck drivers do their pre-trip inspection. Make sure your tires are safe with an adequate amount of tread for the driving conditions. If it's unsafe, don't go. You could always reschedule a family visit. You can't unschedule a funeral if you're going out when it's dangerous. Give commercial drivers the space that they need to stop on the road, and give them the space and respect to make sure that they can do their job so that you can have the things that you want to enjoy your holidays with. So, my friends, thank you for joining me for this Trucking Tuesday. Stay safe out there. Thank a trucker if you see them, and join us next time when we'll be talking about how drivers balance the holidays, home time, and continuing to make money. Thanks so much. Have a wonderful day.